retro movie review. We'll be quick about this one. But it's a classic. It's a classic. It's Beverly Hills Cop, 1984. Eddie Murphy when he was on top of the world.
Yeah, man.
Just his stand-up comedy was just one of the greatest. He's gonna go down as one of the greatest stand-up comedians of all time. But when he
Yeah.
was able to, I think he was a great stand-up comedy
Comedian.
performer to
Yeah.
transform into movies and just make
Yeah.
great movies, you know, especially in the 80s. He was just in his element
He was
of
in his
movie.
element, man.
So good. Beverly Hills Cop, they released a new trailer for part 4 last week, and it was so
Yeah.
good. Honestly, it felt
Mhm.
so good. It felt like the old Axel Foley. It felt old
Yeah.
school. That we was like, you know what? Let's watch Beverly Hills Cop, like the original one for this week's retro movie review. But the
Yeah.
movie, again, like it's so freaking awesome. Like the
Yeah, man.
soundtrack's awesome. Eddie Murphy is
Yeah.
absolutely hilarious. I mean, he
Yeah. Yeah.
really implements his stand-up in this. And when I say stand-up, I'm talking about, you know, just imitating people, saying certain jokes,
Yeah.
putting certain jokes within the movie. I mean, the banana in the
Yeah.
tailpipe always cracks me up. The way he imitates some like the police sergeants or whatnot just crack me up.
Yeah.
Great movie, man. It's so much fun, this movie.
It's one of those movies that it's so nostalgic that I don't know, man. I could watch it again and again and again and still laugh at the same jokes every time I watch it, man. You won't, it's one of those movies you don't get bored. I get excited when I see it come up on TV or again, you know, just rewatching it. Even part one, two, and three, really. The music's great. And it's just him, man. Like you said, Gilman, he's in his element. You know,
Yeah.
he's hilarious, man.
Axel Foley, even like just little things. I mean, like that guy. So when he goes to Beverly Hills, right? They really, and this is when you're kid, like we were kids, and you don't even know what America's like. We just watch it through the movies. They really highlighted Beverly Hills to be this beautiful,
Beautiful,
fantastic,
yeah.
flamboyant, luxurious place, which I'm
Yeah.
sure it is. But it was just
Yeah.
like wow. And even he, as a cop from Detroit, going to Beverly Hills was even
Yeah.
amazed with what he's seeing there. Even seeing that the police force and the technology and the way they follow the
Mm.
rules and everything,
Yeah.
again, it just highlighted to someone who's never been there, and as
Mm.
like it's highlighted the difference between where he came from, Detroit and Beverly Hills. Just the
Yeah.
difference, like two different countries, but it's still America.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but even simple little jokes, like when he goes to the gallery shop and the guy keeps calling him Ahmad Foley, it's like stuff like,
Ahmad.
well, that shit, just simple jokes like that, just crack me up, man. It's so funny, man. Ahmad,
And they bang him back in the fourth one as well. Ah, well.
yeah. Oh my God, it's awesome. So I mean, look, I think they're bringing back everyone for this one. So it's going to be great to see like Judge Reinhold, John
Yeah,
Ashton.
very old, yeah.
They're old, man, but it's good. It's going to be
Yeah.
good to see them back. Yeah, man, great. But this movie just cracks me up from the beginning to the end. Eddie Murphy is just, oh man, he's so. But in that time when he was making that Golden Child,
Yeah.
everything he did was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
just
Gold.
golden. It was just awesome,
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
It made you laugh, man. And I think that's one thing I always say. The 80s movies, me personally, like it makes you feel good, man. It made life feel good and you laugh, you cry, and I don't know. It's a different feeling back in the 80s, man. For me, anyway. I'm a late 80s kid, but I love my 80s movies.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's 80s movies, but it's people like Eddie Murphy. He was on top of the world at that time. I mean, when did his stand-up comedy come out? Let me just check. Um, because this obviously all happened after his stand-up comedy. So Eddie Murphy,
Mm.
Raw and Delirious. So he was, oh my God, he was on the shine back then, man.
I just remember him on stage with his red leather pants and red leather jacket, bro.
Yeah, let me see. Eddie Murphy, Raw and Delirious. Let me see when Raw came out. So Raw came out actually in 1987. So it actually came out before
Mm.
before. When did Delirious come out? So actually this came out after those movies.
Yeah.
Delirious came out in 1983. Interesting. So I
Hmm.
thought, damn, because that came out in 1984. But he was doing classic movies like 48 Hours in
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
1982. Let's see what else we got done before the stand-up comedy. 1983, he done Trading Places.
Mm-hmm. Coming to
Um,
America.
Coming to America, when was that? That was Coming to America, the original 1988. So you know what? Yeah, I always thought, wait, why does 48 Hours say 1990 here, but then here it says 1982? Huh? Wait, what is this? Nick Nolte, 9. Anyway, I always thought I had this impression that his stand-up he done first,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went into the movies. But he was doing movies before. Obviously, he was doing stand-up comedy before, and obviously he was hilarious. But
Yeah.
he done a good balance between his stand-up and his movies, because his movies, some of his old classic movies are absolutely hilarious.
That's
Um,
gold, man. His old school movies, you can sit there and just laugh, man. He makes you laugh.
Yeah, he's got a great smile as well, and the way he screams as well,
Oh,
the way he kind of
yeah,
does
yeah.
does his deep voice, hey man, that type of voice
Amen.
is fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah,
Um, what else about this movie, man? Beverly Hills Cop. What else can I say about the movie? Soundtrack was great. The action was very like simple. You know, it makes me laugh because action back then was so simple.
yeah. But so amazing at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could easily, as funny as it is, you could easily pick out things, but those were things back then you can just laugh at, right? Like I'm trying to think on the last action, like the last action sequence or whatnot. It's just kind of like trying to think now. I'm trying to think what like certain scenarios were certain like in the last action scene. It's just like why are you hesitating to shoot? Like there's little things that you can pick up,
Yeah,
but this is
yeah,
old
yeah.
school action. They had a little dramatic pause. They had a little
Yeah,
one-liner that they had to say.
yeah. That
You
was the
know,
80s, though.
yeah. So freaking awesome, man. Great movie,
Yeah,
man. I mean, as an Eddie Murphy fan, or even as an 80s movies fan, you know, this
yeah.
is definitely one to watch, and especially with Beverly Hills Cop 4 coming out. I'm actually
Mm.
gonna try and watch 2 and 3 before 4 comes out, just to get a refresher,
But
just to get a reminder
we're
of
gonna
Axel
watch it
Foley.
together, right? Part 4,
Yeah,
you'll be in the UK,
I
so we'll
will
watch it
be. I
together.
will be. We'll watch it in the UK together.
Hmm.
But yeah, just to get a reintroduction of Axel Foley. I think I'm gonna watch the other two as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
cool, man. Look, that's it. That's all I think that's it for this week's retro movie reviews. Guys, check out Eddie Murphy's Beverly Hills Cop. If you haven't
yeah.
seen it, check it out. If you enjoyed that clip, check the description for the full podcast episode. And while you're at it, show some love and click that subscribe and like button.